Elizabeth Báthory was born on August 7, 1560, in Báthory, in then Royal Hungary. She came from one of the most powerful noble families of her time. Her family controlled large estates in Transylvania and Hungary, and among her relatives were princes, judges, and even royalty. Encyclopedia Britannica, +3, Wikipedia, +3, National Geographic, +3. As a child, she was educated in several languages: Hungarian, Latin, German, Greek, which was unusual for women of her era. Her early life was marked by privilege but also by illnesses: migraines, epileptic seizures, mood swings. Some sources say she witnessed public executions early in her life, which perhaps shaped her later obsessions. Czechcenter.org, Pilo 2, National Geographic, Blorundu. In 1575, she married Count Ferenc Nadasdy. Her marriage brought together immense wealth and power. Together they managed estates, and she was deeply involved in administering them. After her husband's death in 1604, Elizabeth inherited his lands and had more autonomy than many noblewomen of her day. Wikipedia, +2, National Geographic, +2. The stories of Elizabeth Báthory's cruelty begin to appear more widely after her husband's death. Rumors grew in her region: girls disappearing, local voices whispering about cruelty in the castles. It wasn't just peasants. Some girls from lesser noble families were said to have been sent to her castle under the promise of education and shelter, and never returned. National Geographic +2, History, Answers.co.uk +2. Witnesses later claimed that among the methods of torture were burning with hot irons, cutting flesh with scissors, jabbing pins under fingernails, severe beatings, starving of victims, and other violent mutilations. Some stories go further: that she used to have girls smeared with honey or left without water so that insects would crawl over them. This was not just brutality. It was ritualized cruelty. Sky History, TV channel +2, History, Answers.co.uk +2. Perhaps the most infamous of the legends is that Elizabeth believed bathing in the blood of young virgins would preserve her youth and beauty. This story appears in many popular retellings, though scholars caution that there is no strong documentary evidence for the bloodbath claim in her trial records. It may have been added later for sensational effect. Encyclopedia Britannica +2, National Geographic +2. In 1609 and 1610, pressure finally mounted. Rumors that she had extended her atrocities to the daughters of noble families forced higher powers to act. King Matthias II ordered Palatine Gheorghe Thurzo to investigate. Thurzo gathered dozens, even hundreds, of witness testimonies from people living around her estates. Sky History, TV channel, +3, National Geographic, +3, History, Answers.co.uk, +3. On December 30th, 1609, or thereabouts, the investigation led to a dramatic discovery. Young girls found tortured, dead, and dying in her castle. Bodies in various horrible states were uncovered. Her servants were arrested, some executed. Elizabeth herself was never formally tried because of her noble status, but she was confined to her castle, effectively under house arrest in her own quarters. Some windows bricked up. Some accounts say she could move more freely inside certain wings of the castle. Sky History, TV channel, +3, Encyclopedia Britannica, +3, Wikipedia, +3. She remained under this confinement until her death in 1614 on August 21st. She was 54. Her reputation lived on, both in horrifying folklore and in serious historical research. Wikipedia, +2, National Geographic, +2. Now, here's where things get complicated. A large part of what people believe about her comes from legends that grew after her death. The bloodbath. The exact number of victims, some say over 600, others far fewer. The details of torture. Many of these come from later retellings, doubtful or sensationalist accounts. Some modern historians suggest that political enemies and jealous nobility exaggerated or even orchestrated many of the accusations, perhaps to seize her lands or undermine her power. Encyclopedia Britannica, Piut 2 Histori, answers.co.uk. Nevertheless, regardless of what exactly she did or did not do, the legend of Elizabeth Báthory endures. She has become a symbol of aristocratic cruelty, of how power can corrupt, and how stories, true or exaggerated, can be used to instill fear. When you stand before Choctich Castle in modern Slovakia, you can see the ruins. The walls still crumble. The stone feels cold. Tourists walk the halls guided by wax figures haunted by tales. For many, the line between myth and truth is blurred. But the horror of the legend is real. Elizabeth Báthory died in her confinement, perhaps less violently than her legend suggests. But the evil attributed to her has shaped centuries. Books, folklore, even films are built on her name. In the end, the Blood Countess teaches us something vital: that fear and rumor can become more lasting than any trial, that legends, when rich with cruelty, resonate across time, and that even in history, some women who are remembered as monsters were also political figures, nobles and humans, complicated and terrifying.